Happy Valley Races Wednesday night on the B course. Welcome to the Race by Race preview. Paul Lally here with all of the selections, and we get things underway at 6:40 with a Class 5, and it's over 1,800 metres. And they line up this way. Silver King is on the class drop. Flying Silver cheek pieces off. Blinkers on again. Go, Go, Go resumes. A better draw for the way we win. Mr. Aladdin, he raced well from a wide gate last time. He'll have to do it again here. The Master, last start winner, carries an extra £4 for the victory. And who lands where, Paul?
Well, Kingly Demeanor likes to lead, so I think he can go forward. Now, Leather Master, he led at his last start. 1,800 metres is a long run to the first bend, so he'll get his opportunity to get across. Colourful Baron's got a lot better draw. He can get him behind the leaders. Flying Silver's got blinkers back on. Silver King's downgraded. Tradition, back to the way we win. Go, Go, Go. And Yeah Boy likes to come from the back.
We start with that winning run of Leather Master last time, but as you can see by the arrows, he's not the only one to come out of this race, Paul. Are you going with him to make it 2 in a row, or concerned about the barrier?
We're a little bit concerned about the barrier, but he's got that long run to get across. Look, I'm going to put him in the numbers because, it was a strong win from him. Flying Silver with the blinkers back on shows me a bit of interest as well. But look, he doesn't win out of turn. This was Leather Master's first win in 20-odd starts, 28 starts or something. So it did take him a while to get that one.
Yeah, boy, he's been racing quite a bit lately on the all-weather and doing a good job on it. This is 1,800 metres, so we get a guide here that he does like the trip. Won't have the luxury of the big long straight that he gets on the all-weather at Sha Tin, though. Yeah,
that's the problem. He just gets too far back, Yeah Boy. And hasn't got much choice from that draw. So, look, he's going to go back. He'll be running on a bit. Colourful Baron might be a little bit closer in the run. Joyful Champions have plenty of runs. He's there or thereabouts, but hard to have any of these in it.
All right, then we'll leave the all-weather race right there. And what about the trial from Go, Go, Go? He's had a total of 3 trials since we last saw him. He has won first up in the past, and we do know him quite well on a Wednesday night round the Valley. Yeah,
I'm surprised. Zach Purton rides this horse a little bit. He's not on. He's on Flying Silver, so I don't know what the story there was with him. But, yeah, barrier 8, fresh up. I think he'll get back. He'll be running on a bit. So whether he can get there or not, as you say, has won fresh in the past, so that's a positive.
That is some runners and their previous performances leading into the first. How did you sort it in the end?
Went with Mr. Aladdin on top, actually. I think he's a horse that was wide at his last start. He'll get back. He'll be running on strongly. So he's there to beat. Now, Flying Silver's well rated at the moment. His last one of 42. Drawn a lot better in barrier. Well, he's drawn in barrier number 6, so he'll get his chance with that gear change. New kid on the block is Silver King. It was a good run from him 2 starts ago on the all-weather. Let's see if he can bring that back to Happy Valley. Lower grade, and last start winner Leather Master. So 8, 3, 1 and 10.
Paul with Hugh Bowman and Pierre Rung to strike early and take the first at the Valley on Wednesday night. 1,000 metre Class 3 is race number 2, and at the top of the book we have Stella Express with the pacifiers and cowls off. Blinkers going back on. Eternal Fortune wears blinkers for the first time. Season's Wit's a 4-time course and distance winner. Looking bright on debut, has had 3 trials. And Parents Love is now the bottom horse, Paul, because the 8-star performer has been withdrawn. How easy lead will Parents Love get?
Yeah, he should get a good lead, actually. He likes to go forward, and he's got a really good turn of foot. Stella Express looking bright. He's shown a bit of pace, the debutant here in Hong Kong. Flying Tinglock, he likes to go forward as well. So he might just be the one to put a little bit of pressure if he can get across on Parents Love. Eternal Fortune, Season's Wit and Healthy. I think we'll go back.
We go straight to Nick now with the trainer of Season's Wit. It's Jamie Richards.
Jamie Richards, so you've got some nice runners going to Happy Valley on Wednesday night. One so is Season's Wit, a horse that we've seen plentiful, but last time out was a run right back in the right direction.
Yeah, he's taken a little while to get back into the groove, but yeah, the handicapper got him, and then there just wasn't the races around for him, and he was slightly out of form, but been much better last time. And nice low gate, seems to have trained on well, and looking forward to it. So yeah, he should be a nice chance.
We know him obviously as a very good 1,000-metre horse. You mentioned him obviously being in the grip of the handicapper. I guess that can happen here. Just to sort of elaborate on that, I mean, it doesn't make it easy for them, does it, the system, really, when they do get as high as they can?
Yeah, and he's a real Happy Valley Class 3 1,000-metre specialist, and when he was up in Class 2 he was struggling and we couldn't find the right races for him, and he was running in the wrong races basically to get his rating back down. But the owners have been really patient, and hopefully their patience will be rewarded.
Yeah, he has one off of 86, I see, so he does look very well handicapped indeed. Gate 1, Lyle Hewittson, some positives there.
Yeah, Lyle's a good barrier rider, and hopefully he's a horse that just needs it to flow, so hopefully it can, and we're looking forward to him running.
And has he shown you, Jamie, sort of in his homework, that since that run, sort of good in defeat, has he shown you all the right signs still that he's in the same form?
Yeah, we've just been up to Chongfa and ticked over 3 weeks between runs. I didn't think as though he needed a trial. He's put on a little bit of body weight, which I don't think's a bad thing. So, yeah, we're happy with him, and the team up there have done a good job with him.
That is Jamie Richards on Seasons Wit. Paul, a couple of trials to round out our race 2 preview lead-ups, and it's Stellar Express, who led on the all-weather. He ends up getting run down, but he certainly wasn't pushed out here. One start at the Valley over the 1,000 metres, and he did run second.
He did. He's been downgraded coming into this race as well, into Class 3. He's been running round in Class 2. The blinkers will go back on him as well, so that's a positive. He's drawn low, barrier number 2. The trial was pretty good here. He's the one on the inside. The one on the outside, that's Majestic Express in the same colours. But look, a good trial from him, and look, he looks a major chance in the race for sure.
£135 on the back of Stellar Express. So we'll go from him and get your thoughts on the newcomer. Looking bright. Zach Purton, as you can see on board in this trial, rides him on Wednesday night. 3 trials from him. He had 2 starts in Australia, one over 1,100 at Wyong, so he should get around Happy Valley quite okay.
Yeah, definitely. Look, that's the only query, is he hasn't had Happy Valley experience, but he's had the 3 trials. He's £1,132. He's drawn low in barrier 3 with Zach aboard. I think he could go pretty well here fresh up. I quite like him leading into this.
That is a good report for Looking Bright. So he's in, but whereabouts?
Got to put him on top, actually. We'll put him on top, see if he can have a winning debut here. Not much amongst his top 3. Stellar Express and Seasons Wit, so well handicapped now. Last one off 86, and he's down to the 67 handicap. And Parents Love, Catch Me If You Can from the front, 5147.
Paul with Looking Bright in race 2 to make it 1 for 1 in Hong Kong. And the third race now, this is the preview at Happy Valley as we go through the race-by-race cards, and Sunday Serenade looking for 3 in a row. Wider draw for Forever Glorious. Midori Fuji's been top 4 his last 3 starts. Perpetual Power, he was scratched on the 26th of January for inappetence, has had 2 trials since. Super Sicario up in distance, better gate than what he's had so far in his career. And Courier Magic has the blinkers off and the cheek pieces going back on. Sunny Darling to the 1650, but still leads Paul.
Yeah, look, he's 1,200 metres this horse, and he's up to 1650. Look, normally Arthur's Kingdom is a really honest horse out in front, but he leads over 1,800 metres, further. I just thought Sunny Darling might just have the pace to cross him here with Alice Wong aboard, so that's why I went that way in front of Arthur's Kingdom. Forever Glorious goes forward, Sure Joyful. Waiwai's led in the past, but hasn't led recently. Sunday Serenade, who's won his last 2, he's 2 from 2 course and distance. He'll have to go back, I think, from 12, which he has been doing anyway.
And here is the trainer of Sunday Serenade once again, Nick, with Jamie Richards.
Jamie, Sunday Serenade hasn't looked back since he's come here, 2 from 2, and he's in the form of his life. Yeah,
well, he's always a horse that's shown a lot, just taken a little while to sort of figure it all out, and he was running really consistently at Sharton without winning, and when they do that and they get the switch to Happy Valley, if they handle the surface and the circumference of the track, then they usually can front up and run well, and he's done that on a couple of occasions. Doesn't get any easier for him with the weight increase and a bad gate, but as you say, he is in good form, and we purposely targeted this race to keep him on the B course.
And just looking at the race sort of and how it maps, there is a little bit of pace on, so that certainly should help him, shouldn't it?
Yeah, well, that's what he needs, so he's going to have to go back from the gate, but we'll leave that up to Zach, and as long as they go inside a standard and he can get the right run, then hopefully we can be there when the whips are cracking at the finish.
And Jamie's always looked like one of those horses that was always obviously going to come right as far as winning was concerned. As you say, he always shown a bit early on, and there was always something there with him, wasn't there?
Yeah, I like the sire, Ardrossan. He's not an overly big, strong horse. He's only sort of small, medium, and doesn't carry a lot of body weight, so he just needed a little bit of time to get used to everything here in Hong Kong. But now that he's worked it out, he seems to be going well, and hopefully he can keep progressing.
That is Jamie Richards on Sunday's Serenade. One replay to look at for us, Paul. It's Wame YY, Kure Magic 8th, and Midori Fuji, who is second last turning home, ends up storming into second placing.
Yeah, he's the one who'll take out of this race. I thought Wame YY's had a few chances and hasn't performed, but this horse has. Midori Fuji, he's only had the 7 starts. This is the best run we've seen from him. Really stretched out nicely down the outside here. A couple more strides would have won the race. So look, he goes in. I think he's a good chance.
That's Midori Fuji with a good rap from Paul. But does Sunday's Serenade do it again?
I think he can. Look, 2 from 2, course and distance. 2 from 2 from Happy Valley. Found his niche. He's on top. Midori Fuji second. Our Lucky Glory's well rated. His last win was a 57. He's now rated 56, and he's got a duck head next to his name at his last start. But just ignore that because he couldn't be ridden out. He didn't get any luck. And then Forever Glorious. He's run second off of 59 in the past, and this looks okay for him at 56 rated at the moment. 1543.
3 in a row for Paul for Sunday's Serenade, and also to win the first leg of Wednesday night's Early Treble. Class 2 for race number 4, and this is the field for it. They run 1,650 metres with Helene Feeling, a 2-time course and distance winner. Nimble Nimbus sees a 4-time course and distance winner, and Telecom Fighters sees a 7-time course and distance winner. Soleil Fighter goes up in trip, and Woodfire Bro, he's just been a little disappointing, but he does come up with a nice draw of barrier number 1. Telecom Fighters to the top, Paul.
Yeah, look, he likes to lead, and last time he stacked them up and sprinted and won. He'll try and do something similar here. Soleil Fighter and California Totality, the other horses that like to go forward. Woodfire Pro, CP Brave won't be too far away of Helene Feeling, and Nimble Nimbus towards the back.
David Hayes, our man ahead of race number 4, is with Nick talking Soleil Fighter.
David, Soleil Fighter, let's talk about the gift that keeps on giving, shall we? Another good run last time at a track that he's not as favourable with, but back to the Valley.
Yes, his record at the Valley's first class. His lead-up race after a short break, after winning the Happy Valley Challenge, was excellent, and I think he'll be hard to beat with Zakon.
When you look at that race last time, obviously traditionally charting form is that little bit stronger than Happy Valley form per se. I mean, behind a horse like Invincible Shield and Co, I mean, that's very strong form.
Yeah, and he was kicking back and right there. So, and he went into that race with improvement left in him. So, back at the Valley with the run under his belt, he should be very hard to beat.
It's interesting you say that. I mean, he started the season off at 64. He's up to 87. I mean, in an ideal world, I'm sure you'd be hoping there is more to come. You're confident that there is, though?
Yeah, I am. The way he's getting around, it wouldn't surprise me if he, got through 100. So he's healthy, he's well. He had a slow start in Hong Kong, but he's really made his ground up now.
I mean, as you well know, obviously with a horse perhaps of slightly lesser ability per se than the likes of, say, Rev Majesty, when they do like it around here, it's key, isn't it? It's a key component, really.
I think you copy and paste a lot, and because there's a lot of horses that don't really handle it, and as you said earlier, it tends to be that 10% easier.
Yeah. You've got Zakon, of course, never a bad thing. He's riding a few for you on Wednesday night.
Yes. Nice to get him, isn't it? He's got the choice of 1,000 horses, so if he can ride 5 of mine, it's good.
There he is, David Hayes on Soleil Fighter, Paul. California Totality, well backed and won last time. Helene Feeling 5th and CP Brave 9th. Nice horse, California Totality. And Helene Feeling's been coping with the big weights really well.
He has, hasn't he? And he likes it round Happy Valley. Won the January Cup here, of course. And look, California Totality is a real likeable horse. He tries his heart out all the time. He's normally really well backed as well. There's been a couple of betting plunges that have been pulled off with him. This was one of them when he managed to get up. So, look, I think he's one of the leading chances, and you wouldn't write Helene Feeling off either.
That's a good report for those two. A Nimble Nimbus. Here he is at Chung Fa in a 1,000-metre trial. His last start was in group company. Finished down the track behind Straight Aaron. Barrier number 4. Where do you see him at the moment?
I'm happy to watch him. He is a 4-time course and distance winner, so he is capable on his day. As you say, he's coming out of some strong form races. The best race we've seen from him is when he ran second in a smallish field behind Mr. Ascendancy a few starts ago. But look, I'm happy to just to watch him here. He did everything he needed to here. He ran on, didn't he?
He did indeed. So that's his trial, but your top 4 for race 4.
Going to stick with California Totality here. I think he'll get the trail and he can come out at the right time. Salil Fighter won't be far away. Helene Feeling, he likes to race around Happy Valley. He did win the 1800 metre January Cup here, but he is a 2-time course and distance over the 1650. And then Telecom Fighters will try and stack them up from the front, 4, 5, 1, 3.
There it is, the 4th race preview with the 4 to win for Paul in the first leg of the 6 Up. Race number 5 now. This is a Class 4 over the 1200 metres, one of the few Class 4 1200s, and Galaxy Witness on the class drop. Fortune Whiskey has the blinkers off. Mega Bonus 5-time course and distance winner. Casa Rubik, no cheek pieces, but blinkers go on the first time. Rising Phoenix has the blinkers on also. And New Power comes up with a better draw of barrier number 3, and he's won twice over the 1200 at the Valley, Paul, and was going to follow Mega Bonus.
Yeah, Mega Bonus, I think he's just going to lead once again. He likes to go forward. He's drawn 11, but he's got the pace to get across. New Power can go forward. Champion Method up to the 1200 metres firm. Fortune Whiskey was a lot better out of the gates last time. Side Happy, maybe a little bit close from a better draw. And Free Pony went back from a wide draw last time.
We begin with the leader, Mega Bonus. Here he is running second to what had been an informed lucky. Planet Nothing was going to beat him this night. King Lotus gets squeezed up a little bit near the post, but still has quite a few lengths to make up.
Yeah, look, yeah, he was off and gone, the favourite, the winner, Lucky Planet, but he's been consistent, Mega Bonus. He's going to have to work a little bit from barrier number 11, but I'm sure Luke Ferraris will be really positive with him. I mean, he was he ran pretty well there once again for another placing. So he goes in the numbers.
He's going on. We go now to Rising Phoenix, who runs 6th, and New Power, who's never too far away. This was Rising Phoenix's first run since December, and we've got no idea how he races second up because we've never seen him do it.
No, but I think he'll strip fitter for this run. His track work's been good during the week, so I'm going to throw him in on a very minor line. I think he's an improver, but I do like New Power coming out of this race. He just maps very, very well. He was just beaten there, by a couple of short heads. So, look, I like him in this race.
Good report for New Power. Next replay features Victor the Rapid, and Fortune Whiskey has to carry 133 pounds, but he's had a pretty good season. Runs 3rd behind Jolly Ruler. Drew barrier 2, slightly wider in barrier 7 this week.
Yeah, and look, he jumped well. He has been slow out in the past. And got back, has Fortune Whiskey. I like the way he kept to the line here. That's him on the inside in those red colours. So, look, I'll include him as well.
That's our race replays, and a quick look at what Side Happy has done since we last saw him, because his previous race was over 1,000, but his best form is over the distance of Wednesday night's race.
Yeah, just quiet. Typical John Size, never lets the horses go. You can see he's under a good horse, so he looks good coming under a good hold, so he looks good coming into the race. And look, he's drawn a lot better in barrier 4.
That is a lead into race number 5, your top 4.
We go with New Power on top here. He comes in with a lightweight, low draw. I think he's just going to get the perfect run in behind. Mega Bonus from the front, Fortune Whiskey, and Rising Phoenix is on the improve, and he'll strip fitter for that run last start. 11.539.
That is race number 5. It's the first leg of the Triple Trio. Race number 6, another division of the Class 4 over the 1200 metres, and from the top, California Deeply's on the class drop, as is Legendary Impact. Second time at the Valley for Top Peak. He wears a crossover noseband. Harmony and Home, a 3-time course and distance winner. Country Dancers racing well. Yoda's Choice best form at this stage is at Shah Tin, and Shinkansen wider draw, but he runs off a rating of 40. However, luck may desert him from the barrier pool.
Yeah, he's going to have to go back, I think. Incredible Moment tried to lead all the way in his debut, and he ran 4th, so he stuck on well enough. Yoda's Choice is the other obvious leader, but Yoda's Choice is way back in trip. He's back to 1200, so I thought Incredible Moment would be able to cross him. He is an alternative leader, Yoda's Choice, though, but hasn't led once over 1200. Harmony and Home can go forward. Top Peak should get his opportunity. Legendary Impact, California Deeply, Wise Man. Now at Heart and Rich Horse been getting back in their races, and Bienvenue's got a tricky draw of 9, so I think he's going to go all the way back.
More from his trainer now, Bienvenue. Here is David Hayes with Nick talking the horse number 8.
David, I wanted to ask you about a horse by the name of Bienvenue, who looks like he's improving nicely. Good effort here last time. That was his first run at the Valley.
Yeah, it was probably, I think, his career best run. He's drawn a little bit awkward at 9, but on the strength of that last run, he's got to be right in the mix, I think.
For a little while, David, since this horse has sort of emerged and started racing, I've had Slow Burner written next to his name. Would that be fair?
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to end up probably in 3, but when he's 4 or 5, and he's only 3 years old. I think he's run 3 seconds, and let's hope he can break through.
Once that penny dropped last time, though, he was doing some really good work, wasn't he?
Yes, yeah. Like, you know, I just think if it was another 50 metres at the Valley last week, he would have won.
Yeah, for sure. As you do with a number of your horses, he's been up to China. How's he benefited from that?
Yeah, it's a key part to him. He eats probably 20% more up there. And as you said, he's a little bit backward, so that's really helps him.
Just looking at the horses that he's sort of been running behind, the likes of Master of My Universe, Sky Joy, Cross-Border Pegasus, Little Paradise, who we saw win on the weekend. I mean, it's rock solid.
Yeah, really good form. I didn't realise how strong it was, but it's turned out very well.
That is David Hayes on Bienvenue. Paul, Country Dancer. Ran 3rd last time. This one of his better performances over the 1200 metres because he's a very good 1,000-metre horse, but the further they went here, the closer he was able to get.
Yeah, look, he just gets back and runs on. He just needs luck in his running. He needs a bit of pace on as well. Does Country Dancer. You can see him running on here. Now, he hasn't won in this grade. He hasn't run 1st or 2nd, in fact, in this grade. He's the best we've seen is the 3rds, but a couple of close-up 3rds. He is better in Class 5.
Incredible Moment was right in the market at his first start. He was at 3 to 1. He's up on the pace here outside the leader. Top Peak 50 runs on a bit late. The other horse in this race, Wise Man, would have to improve. Do you go again with Incredible Moment?
I put him in, yeah. Look, I thought that he was quite brave here. He ends up running 4th, might get a gauge through, and he was chopped up a little bit there, but he was well beaten at the time. But look, he was the best of the rest, and he did get going a little bit towards the line as well.
And you're going to make a case for this one. A Rich Horse is his name. He runs 6th. He's only still fairly lightly raced, but his last couple of runs have been better, beaten just 2.5 lengths at his last 2 behind Everstar and Stella Swift.
Yeah, so I think those form looks pretty good. And look, I was looking for something. I thought this was a wide open race, something that had a bit of value, and you can see him there. He stuck on. His best work was when he was hit the line late. So look, he'll be a big price, but he could be something each way. If he runs 3rd, job done.
And there he is. So he's on top for race 6.
Yeah, we'll put him on. Rich Horse there at a big price, and horse I think's on the improve. Credible Moment from the front, Bienvenue. And No at Heart, another one that's dropping down on the ratings. One thing about Rich Horse as well, he did arrive on quite a high rating because he did win overseas before he got here. He arrived on 63 and he's now down to this 46 rating. So 10, 5, 8 and 3.
Paul banking on Rich Horse, making Paul a rich man by winning race number 6. Race number 7 now, and we've got a Class 4 over the 1,200 metres with Heyday and Sweetbriar on the class drop. Great Spirit, extra £6 what he carried to win 2 starts ago. Better run from Beauty Thunder last time out. Judy's Great, a one-hit wonder this season. He won at big odds, and it was a tough win too. Solar River placed last time from a good draw also, and My Flying Angel comes up with barrier number 11. He does have early pace, but from out there he might go back.
Yeah, I think he'll go back from that wide draw. He has his last couple of starts. Solar River, now he's likely to lead. Heyday will come across and join him. He's got good pace. Beauty Thunder will get his chance. Glory B should get a lot better run than he did last start. Volcanus, Sweetbriar's downgraded. He comes into Class 4. Judy's Great, Great Spirit, Swagger Bro, and then back to Tactical Command, who likes to go back.
We start with a huge performance last time from Glory B, who went into the race in really good form, came out the other side having to do it tough, and he just went under. Solar River not too far away, and they finish second and third when they reach the post.
Yeah, and they were beaten by a horse called Fatal Blow, who's got a really good fresh record that won it. Now, Everstar and the Green and Blacks come out and won. The horse on the far side, Loving Vibes, the chestnut, he's come out and won as well, and they've both won pretty impressively. So the form looks really good. It was a good run from both these two horses. They both go in.
Next up is Beauty Thunder, who nearly knocked off the very short-priced favourite this night. Stella Swift was backed into 1.6, 1.7. Only he was able to get past Beauty Thunder, but this was by far his best run since arriving in Hong Kong. Do you want to see something similar from him again?
Look, one thing that it will be to his advantage is he's drawn barrier number 3, so he's going to get every opportunity, a similar type of run in the trail. I've included him. I think it was a good run from him.
He's going in. Next up is Great Spirit running fourth. This was on the back of a victory. Fourth in the race, won by Lucky Planet, who streets them. So the beaten margin's going to look far more sizable than what it was compared to second, because the winner just bolts in.
He did, didn't he? So look, he's been in quite good form this season. He did win 2 starts ago, have third before that, this fourth. So look, he can go in on a minor line. And My Flying Angel, there's ability there, but I'm going to wait till he drops a grade because, again, barrier 11 looks a bit tricky.
He's not too far off that. Now we're going to go to the Class Droppers track work because they haven't been in Class 4 for a while, and we start with Sweetbriar.
Yeah, just a slow piece down the back here with Sweetbriar. He's hopelessly out of form at the moment, so hopefully the class drop will help him.
And Heyday, he had 3 runs up in Class 3, but his Class 4 form was really good before he went up in grade.
Yeah, barrier 10 with the top weight. It's a little bit of a concern with me with Heyday, but he did everything he had to do in his track work here this morning.
So they've both got the arrow next to their name on the class drop. Sounding like that, they've both got the arrow. They're going down in your selections too.
You know, I didn't actually quite make the selections, but I'm going to go with Glory B. He does. He's run a couple of good seconds and a win. Last 3 starts, he's in really good form. Beauty Thunder should get that perfect trail. Solar River should lead. So sort of a lead trail scenario there with those two. And then Great Spirit's been consistent. 7, 6, 10, 4.
Race 7, number 7 for Paul to win the first leg of the late treble. Race number 8 now, and the preview for this one. 1,800 metres is the distance, and it is a Class 3. Moneycatcher better last time, made some ground. Excellence Valley placed his only time at the trip. Lavero back in distance. Cambridge up in distance. Semacan 7-day backup. Joy of Springs 1 for 1 over the 1,800. And without delay, the Shadow Roll-Off, the earplugs go on for the first time, and Luck is back is going to lead them, Paul.
Yeah, look, he set up some pretty strong sectionals last time. Luck is back. Lavero likes to go forward as well. Moneycatcher went back last time from a wide draw, but he races better from the front. Samakan was really well back last start. He's got pace. He'll try and get across. There's a big run to that first bend. Excellent Value's been in really good form. Now, Joy of Spring, when he draws low, he's always a lot closer in the run. Chain of Gold ran on last start. Lean Hero and Rocket Spade will probably go back from barrier 11.
Quite a few of them come out of our first replay here, and it is Excellence Value running second, Lean Hero third. So of the 5 backing up from this race to Wednesday night, Paul, who you were taking? Even old Moneycatcher win a better race down on the rail.
He did. Look, I like they did go quite quick in this race, but I do like the 3 widest runners here. Excellence Value, Lean Hero, and I like the way Chain of Gold hit the line. He's not the biggest horse around Chain of Gold, but all 3 of them, look, there was plenty of merit in all 3 runs. Excellent Value in particular.
Next up, it is Lavero going to a run over the 1650 at Happy Valley. He's been to Sha Tin, of course, since over the 2,000 metres. Chain of Gold's here. Lean Hero is again also, but Lavero's harder to pick than a broken nose.
Yeah, like he's really tough horse to find. He normally wins at big prices. He's drawn well. Barrier number 3. I don't think he'll lead. I think he'll be able to trail here as well. But look, he didn't go in. But look, as I said, Chain of Gold again, finishing off strongly. They just need a bit of pace on these horses.
Rocket Spade running second, and Cambridge 50 makes up a lot of ground here, Rocket Spade, as you can see as we start the replay. His last turning for home, Hugh Bowman Casper Founds. Barrier number 11 this night, and he has the same draw this week.
Yeah, so he'll need a bit of luck. And again, they went quite quick in this race, so he did get the race run to suit. So he was slightly flattered here, but you can see him finishing off with a really good turn of foot. But look, he didn't quite make it.
And Joy of Spring's trial is the last we need to see. They're turning for home in 5th spot. His last little bit's very good. Talent's Ambition wins the trial. Barrier number 1. He's coming off a run last time in April behind Winning Wing.
Look, when he did win his last race, Joy of Spring, he did win from a low draw and he was a lot closer in the run. So he has got a bit of early gate speed when he draws low. He tends to go back from wide draws. This is the first time he's drawn low for a little while. Last 2 starts, he's drawn 11, 14 and 7, and now he's drawn 1. So, look, I think he'll get his opportunity. The trial was quite good, that.
That was Joy of Spring. Where in the top 4 does he sit?
I'm going to put him on top, Joy of Spring, on the back of that trial. It sort of caught the eye, that trial. So he's on top, Joy of Spring. Excellent value in there for seconds, being consistent. And the 2 the horses that like to run on, Chain of Gold and Lean Hero, 8, 3, 9 and 10.
Well, he went race 7, number 7, Paul, and backed it up by going race 8, number 8, Joy of Spring. Last race, Happy Valley on Wednesday night, shapes as a 1200 metre Class 3. Lucky 8 at the top of the book. Crimson Flash last start winner, extra £12 on his back. Storming Dragon, a winner off rating 63 and 57, runs off 64 here. Northern Fireball and Sky Cap are both last start Class 4 winners, and King Excellente is a 3-time course and distance winner. We've got Northern Fireball, the leader, Paul.
Yeah, I think he's going to set up a good pace here because Sky Cap will try and get across outside him. He led all the way last time in a lower grade, as did Northern Fireball when he won. Storm Rider can sit him behind. Crimson Flash, with the blinkers went on, he raced a lot better, and I think he can sit handy. Nordic Dragon, the first udder, Wukong Jewelry. Storming Dragon will go back. King Excellente, I think, is going to have to go back and start Satter towards the rear.
Here is Nick now with the trainer of the last start winner, Crimson Flash. It's Mark Noonan.
Mark Noonan, your smart 3-year-old Crimson Flash is going to the races again at Happy Valley on Wednesday night, and mightily impressive last time and winning.
Yeah, look, he's always shown good natural talent. When he arrived in Hong Kong, he'd only had 1 previous start, so he hadn't had a lot of exposure. His first run at Happy Valley and blinkers on did the job. Andrea was, he adapted to what happened in front of him. The horse wasn't quickly away, and he's had a little bit of a habit of doing that. So jumps quickly. It's much easier for him to get on pace. He's got natural speed, but they adapted well to what was in front of them, and horse and jockey did a good job.
And with all that in mind, I mean, what was very impressive, I suppose, well, I certainly thought so, was the way he's rushed home. I mean, he's got that electric turn of foot.
Yeah, and look, and that's one thing about him. He's got natural speed, and, where he uses that in the race will be determined on how he jumps. But he's certainly come on well since that race, and he's trialled well.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about the trial. I mean, he's looked good there. Andrea had a sit on him. Was he happy with him?
Yeah, very. And, he used his speed in the trial and controlled it from the front, was still strong all the way to the line. So, no, he's a horse with a bit of upside.
You've got to the 37 winner mark this season, Mark, and homing in on 40. Season's going well?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, it's been really good. We could finish off strongly. We've got a few of these newer horses to step out, between now and the end of the season. So, if they can get, a few runs into them and toughen them up for next season.
I imagine that's the exciting part, isn't it? Especially for you and owners and all the team. I mean, you get these nice young horses and keeps the dream alive for next year and bigger targets.
Yeah, well, you have to, if you're going to be competitive here, you've got to have a good stream of horses coming in. And generally, wherever you start, it does take probably 3 or 4 seasons to establish a stable. And, we've been able to, get good numbers on the board already, but some of those horses we started with will retire at the end of this year, and we've got a good influx of horses coming, so it's looking bright for the next season or 2 after this year, but we'd still like to finish this one off strongly.
Well, he started it off well, and it hasn't shown any sign of stopping. Mark Noonan, he's done a great job so far, and he has Crimson Flash up against these horses, Paul, Lucky 8 and also Nordic Dragon, who is more than proven over the 1200 metres, and he has improved and run on a little bit lately, has Nordic Dragon.
He has. Look, he gets back in his runs. He's drawn a little bit better in barrier too, so there might be the temptation to put him a little bit closer, but, he gets back, runs on. Lucky 8, he's just had no luck with the barriers, and he's drawn 11 once again, which looks a bit tricky, but almost won this race.
Storm Rider Paul is getting closer and closer to a win. 3 starts, 2 placings. This is his last one behind Happy Fat Cat. And Golden Empire held him off 2 starts ago. Is this the week he lands the Happy Valley win?
He always seems to find one to beat him, and he's come up against a good one here in Crimson Flash. And saying that, look, I'm going to put him in. He's obviously a very consistent horse. He's got Zach Purton aboard, barrier number 5. I think he can sort of slot in just behind the speed, so he'll get his opportunity once again.
And finally, the first starter, Wukong Jewellery, 5 trials. He's a member of the John Size stable. Was St Albans for Kieran Ma before arriving. Won over just a little further than 1,400 metres at Sale. What's been your impression of him?
Look, he's been slow away in most of his trials, so that's a little bit of a concern. He's 1153 pounds. He's had 5 of those trials, he said. He's drawn the inside gate, so look, he finished off the trial. There's plenty of ability there, as you can see, but I was just happy to watch him fresh up.
Wait and see with Wukong Jewellery. Who wins the last?
Going to go with Crimson Flash, 1 for 1 at Happy Valley. He'll come up short, but I think he can win. Storm Rider in there for second. Storming Dragon's well rated now, and then Ballistic wins close to a class drop. But look, he's only had 1 run at Happy Valley. He gets back, he'll be running on. I wouldn't be surprised if he runs into a minor placing. 2-3-5-9.
There it is, all the information you need for Happy Valley on Wednesday night. B Course, the first of the 9, off at 6:40 local time.